Let me put it this way, Frank. If we were the last two people left on Earth, I'd never forget to send you a
Okay, guys, I'm here for my second review in my Survivor Series review series. This is the Survivor Series 1988. Still had the original concept that it was all Survivor Series matches. And it actually was also in the same building as the last one was, as it was in Richfield Colesuim in Richfield, Ohio, on Thanksgiving Eve of 1988. So, what do I think of this show? Well, just so anyone knows and I'm clear on this, older shows I will tend to rate a tad bit higher than newer shows because I grew up with them and I actually think wrestling was good then. You know, I actually think wrestling was at its best then, just because the talent roster in both places was outstanding. And let's take a look at the very first match of the 1988 Survivor Series. It was the team captained, well, co-captained by the Ultimate Warrior and Brutus the Barber Beefcake. So it's Warrior, Beefcake, the Blue Blazer, Sam Houston, and Jumpin' Jim Brunzill. And they are taking on the team co-captained by the Honky Tonk Man and Greg the Hammer Valentine. So it's the Honky Tonk Man, Greg Valentine, Outlaw Ron Bass, Dangerous Danny Davis, and oh jeez, who was it? And somebody. It'll be in the description. So it'll be in the description. Oh, it was Bad News Brown was with them. There we go. Honky Tonk Man, Greg Valentine, Bad News Brown, Ron Bass, and Danny Davis. And this is a decent little match. Back then, all these Survivor Series matches went about 20 minutes long, so, Bad News Brown gets eliminated when he gets counted out because he gets hit by Greg Valentine. And everyone's eliminated except for Ultimate Warriors left of Ron Bass and Greg Valentine. And he pins both of them in about a matter of 30 seconds. So it was a good match. I'd say it was a 2.5-star match. Nothing special, but again, average matches from the 80s are still worlds better than the majority of average matches today. But it's an average match even by the 80s standards, just because there wasn't... This match didn't have a lot of star power, if you really think about it. The star power in this match was really Ultimate Warrior, the Honky Tonk Man, and Greg Valentine. And possibly Brutus Beefcake. But other than that, there was no real star power in this match. And that's really what makes Survivor Series matches better, is star power being in them. Second match on this card was actually that big thing from the 1987 Survivor Series. The 20-man tag match, or 5 teams on 5 teams, that returned again. And it's about as long as the last match was at the 87 Survivor Series. As this time, it's the Power of Pain team that consists of the Powers of Pain, the British Bulldogs, the Hart Foundation, the Rockers, and the Young Stallions. And they're taking on the team that is captained by Demolition, as it's Demolition, the Brainbusters, the Conquistadors, the Bolsheviks, and the Rougeau brothers. This match is very interesting because there was a double turn that took place here, as the Powers of Pain turned heel and aligned to Mr. Fuji, and Demolition turned face. It's a long match, but I only think it's a 2-star match in terms of star rating. I don't think it's as good as the one prior, because I think that one had much better teams in it than this one, but still a nice little match. And Demolition turned face here, of course. So ironically, the Conquistadors were the last team eliminated from their team. Yeah, the only time they were ever relevant, minus when Edge and Christian were dressed as them in 2000, was here. So take our third match, because again, only 4 matches here, so a total of 5 stars. A total of 20 total stars are available here. Take our third match, the team co-captained by Hacksaw, Jim Duggan, and Jake the Snake Roberts, which consists of Hacksaw, Jim Duggan, Jake the Snake Roberts, Tito Santana, Scott Casey, and Ken Patera, are taking on the team co-captained by Andre the Giant and Dino Bravo, the world's strongest man. And that's the team that consists of Andre the Giant, Dino Bravo, Mr. Perfect, Harley Race, and Ravishing Rick Rude. And the survivors in this match were Perfect and Bravo after Andre got disqualified, choking out Jake Roberts. Jake was down at one point 4-on-1, and he managed to cut that by 2-on-1 by eliminating Rick Rude with the DDT, and of course Andre with what happened with Andre. So this also introduced Mr. Perfect, and it kept his undefeated streak alive. Streak he would have, I believe, until Survivor WrestleMania 6, I believe. So then we get to the main event, the show that the match this was centered around, as the Mega Power team, as it's the Mega Powers, Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, Hillbilly Jim, Hercules, and the Birdman Koko Ware. Yes, Koko Ware actually main evented a pay-per-view in the WWE. Yes. The only time he ever main evented a non-Royal Rumble pay-per-view, but he main evented a show in the WWE. Granted, he was on the coattails of Hogan and Savage, but hey, he got a main event paycheck, which was probably higher. And the Mega Power team was taking on the Twin Tower team. The Big Boss Man and Akeem, the Twin Towers, King Haku, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and the Red Rooster. So to balance out Hogan and Savage team, which had Koko Ware, here you got the Red Rooster in here. And the Rooster was the first guy to be eliminated, and it set off his feud with Bobby Heenan, which for some reason went on second to last at WrestleMania 5. Survivors in this match are the Mega Powers, and it's a 3.5 star match. I think it's the best match on here. Coincidentally, match before it, 2.5. So, decent, good thing here in 1988. It wasn't a bad Survivor Series. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but it's definitely not the worst. And in case you're wondering why I had some laughs, I did actually go back and watch this, but I'm in the middle of watching all these, and I'm currently on 2008, so I might forget a little bits and pieces, but when I remember them, they'll be in there. I'll put them in the description, but I did watch them. Unlike the Royal Rumble series, I am rewatching all these, and I did rewatch this. It was a couple weeks ago that I watched it, probably close to a month ago, because it's taken me a while to get through them, because there's so many of them, but so the rating will be down there in the description box, and what the letter grade will be. So next up in this series is the 1989 Survivor Series, which went to 4-on-4 Survivor Series matches, which would stay that way until 1994 when they brought back 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches. -1, but... And also was the first team names that were in Survivor Series, too. So stay tuned for that. If you like the video, hit the like button down there, hit the subscribe button down there, and if you want to comment, leave a comment down there, and thanks for watching. Bye.